actively pursue heavy doses of caffeine, nicotine, or other stimulants. These substances serve as a manual supply of the neurochemical fuel required to engage the brain's directional steering, allowing them to finally point their focus at a single task. Without an optimal supply of this chemical fuel, the brain's spotlight remains disconnected from conscious control. This exact chemical failure is currently being replicated in the general population through our daily interactions with digital environments. Smartphones exploit the brain's reward system by offering an infinite vortex of rapid context switching. Each scroll delivers a tiny burst of visual novelty, training the nervous system to expect a new stimulus every few seconds. This fire hose of novelty carries a high metabolic cost. By constantly forcing the brain to reset its context, we degrade our natural attentional baseline and exhaust the dopamine reserves required to maintain steady focus on any one thing. We are effectively inducing a temporary, localized form of ADHD by systematically burning out the brain's capacity to filter environmental noise. Dopamine acts as the literal spotlight of human attention. It narrows our visual and auditory world, contracting our perception to specific points beyond our own skin. The brain manages this spotlight using two competing circuits. The default mode network handles your idle state, while the task network drives goal-oriented action. High dopamine levels coordinate these two systems like a conductor, forcing them into an anti-correlated rhythm, turning off the idle circuit the moment work begins. When dopamine drops too low, this coordination collapses. Both networks fire at the exact same time, causing the brain to process a stray thought or background noise with the same priority as the deep work you are trying to complete. A distracted mind is overwhelmingly full. Without the chemical signal to restrict perception, every incoming sense becomes a high-priority event. This internal chemistry manifests in our external hardware. The eyes actually function as the physical shutters of the human nervous system, sampling reality frame by frame. Immediately after the brain identifies a target, perception shuts off for a fraction of a second. This attentional blink creates a literal blind spot in your vision, a moment where the brain drops a frame while it processes what it saw. A low dopamine baseline increases the frequency of these blinks. The more distracted you are, the more microscopic gaps you have in your perception of the world around you. Physical eyelid blinks are also tied to this system. Because dopamine levels control the rate of blinking, each blink serves as a reset for our moment-to-moment perception of time. Chronic time blindness and distraction are symptoms of a physical visual stutter. Your eyes are dropping frames because the dopamine system is running on empty. Focus remains subject to neuroplasticity. Because it is a biological mechanism, we can use deliberate practice to remodel these circuits and rewire the nervous system's feedback loops. Chemical preservation starts with limiting smartphone use. Keeping the device away during the first hour of the day prevents early dopamine hijacking, protecting your attentional reserves for more difficult tasks. We can further support these networks by providing the brain with the raw fatty acids it needs to build and maintain healthy neural connections. Clinical data shows that attentional improvements are specifically tied to DHA intake. Significant effects emerge only when daily supplementation crosses the 300 milligram mark, which triggers a visible smoothing of jagged attentional waves in the brain. Beyond chemistry, we can use a visual overwrite to manually boot up the task network. Before working, fix your gaze on one stationary target for 60 seconds. Keep your eyes steady, allowing yourself to dial in until the periphery fades. This specific ocular posture forces the brain into a visual tunnel, stimulating the dopamine release required to engage your focus circuits. Focus is a biological mechanism. Controlling the shutters of the eyes and the chemistry of the blood allows for the same precision and mastery as any other physical skill.